beautiful 82-degree day in Cleveland. A look from above the Quicken Loans Arena as we close in on game time. The Fan Fest continues outside on the plaza. Tonight here at the Q, it is game one of the best of 7 Eastern Conference Final Series with the Orlando Magic facing the Cleveland Cavaliers as TNT's exclusive playoff coverage continues. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert along with Doug Collins. We'll be joined in a moment by Craig Sager. It has been a long time between games for the Cavaliers, but they're ready to go, and so are we. Let's check out the McDonald's starting lineups for the Magic. Up front, Dwight Howard, who finished strong in this series against Boston. Hedo Turkoglu had a sparkling Game 7 against the Celtics. The rookie Courtney Lee makes his return as a starter for the Cavaliers. The MVP LeBron James averaging 33 a game in the postseason. He's on the front line with Anderson Varejao and Zydrunas Ilgauskas, backcourt of Delonte West and Mo Williams. All right, Doug, what do you see as the keys to tonight's matchup?
Well, Marv, you know, I'm always a big first quarter guy. And the start of this game, the big Game 7 win in Boston, the Magic, they're coming in here very confident. 8 full days of rest for Cleveland. How sharp are they going to be to start this game tonight? And then the transition game for Cleveland, it's get back and defend that three-point line. And for Orlando, it's get back and defend the paint and keep LeBron James out of that transition game for Cleveland. The defense never rests. Cleveland is known for their defense. People don't realize Orlando, with all these threes they shoot, play very, very good defense and have done a great job closing down the paint against the Cavs in the regular season. And then the imprint. Is it going to be the Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight Howard, his rebounding, his shot blocking, or is it going to be the MVP of the league, LeBron James, who, as good as he was in the regular season, has been even better in the playoffs? That's very scary.
And LeBron getting ready for that traditional choreographed routine. The Cleveland Cavaliers with decisive 4-game sweeps over Detroit and Atlanta. The Orlando Magic coming off that tough 7-game series with the Celtics, preceded by the 6-game victory over the Philadelphia 76ers.
You know, Marv, a lot of people wonder, like, why would Stan Van Gundy change his starting lineup? You've just beaten Boston, Game 7 on the road. J.J. Redick has started those games for you. Why is Courtney Lee starting? Well, because it's a game of matchups. And when you look at Cleveland and their backcourt, they basically play 2 point guards. And Delonte West and Mo Williams, Stan Van Gundy felt that was a bad matchup for J.J. Redick. And I expect to see Courtney Lee play a lot against LeBron James, maybe even to start the game, to try to keep Hedo Turkoglu out of foul trouble.
And the officials, Bennett Salvatore, Rod Garrison, and Ken Maurer. You saw the Cavaliers' record at home, the very best in the league, 39-2 during the regular season, including playoffs, 43-2. Orlando's been a very good road team, and that carries over the last 2 seasons, 27-14 in the regular season this year, and they have won 3 road games in the playoffs. Cleveland in control as we get underway. Turkoglu is on James here at the start. Varejao.
Well, if Dwight Howard is going to roam around and guard LeBron James, he is a brilliant passer. What a great pass there to start the game off and get Anderson Varejao an easy basket.
And as the guys mentioned on the pregame, LeBron James opening up against Rafer Alston. Here is Rashard Lewis. Mo Williams played by Alston. They double up on James. Nice pass again. Varejao is fouled, so he'll head to the line.
Now, when you play with LeBron James, you've got to find the open areas. LeBron has seen every defense there is, Marv. It's not like the Orlando's going to come out and shock him with something he hasn't seen. And they basically run a zone offense. Whenever LeBron catches that ball on the wing, you're going to see Varejao cutting, and you've seen it twice already here where he's been the recipient of a layup and now 2 free throws. And then Zydrunas Ilgauskas will look for that open area as well. So LeBron loves to pass.
Anderson Varejao a year ago was having a rough time. Had come back from a holdout setback by injuries. Not a major factor in the rotation, but due to injuries this season. He's worked his way into the starting lineup and has had an excellent year.
And Marvin, you pointed out LeBron James is on Rafer Alston, and what he's going to do, he's going to roam defensively. Look for him to be the help guy on any penetration.
Courtney Lee not able to hit, but Dwight Howard is right there.
He just pulled down the shot clock. Just what we need here is a delay. Cleveland hasn't played in 8 full days. The last thing they want is a delay here with Dwight Howard pulling down the basket and the shot clock collapsing from behind.
Dwight Howard with a powerful dunk for the first 2 points for the Magic. Here's another look.
Well, this is what concerns Mike Brown, is the offensive rebounding of Dwight Howard. You're going to see the shot clock collapse down there, so we'll see how long it takes for them to repair this. They said anytime Orlando penetrates and you have to come over and help, this is his concern. He averages almost 5 offensive rebounds a game, and really that's where he gets most of his points, Marvin. Gets to the foul line, is getting to that glass.
Dwight Howard, who came back strong following that subpar Game 5 in Boston, and then criticized head coach Stan Van Gundy for his lack of touches. Game 6, 23 points, 22 rebounds. Strong Game 7, 16 rebounds, 5 blocked shots. The defensive player of the year, and has caused this delay as they make the repairs to the 24-second clock. So while they work things out at the basket to our right, we'll take a break. Back in a moment.
Howard's powerful dunk that brought down the shot clock. The officials then met with Pat Fitzgerald, who runs the arena here, the Quicken Loans Arena. They talked things over. They do not want to delay the game any further, so they're going to bring out small shot clocks that they say they're going to put on the corners of the court, which they will use for the first half. Then at halftime, they will take the time to repair the big shot clocks and put them back there. But they're trying, the officials are, not to have a major delay and trying not to do it at this point. They just want to make it safe at both baskets, and they're trying to get some smaller shot clocks to come into the corners. Back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, Craig. I do recall a similar scenario involving Shaquille O'Neal several years back in a game in Phoenix where he broke the backboard, which led to a very long delay.
Well, now this will be interesting because when I played, that's where the shot clocks were, in the corners. And Marv, you get conditioned to where to look for that shot clock. These players are all looking above the basket. Now it's going to be very important for them to communicate with one another as that shot clock starts to wind down, because your eyes are going to want to go to the top of the basket, and it's going to be over in the corner. So this will be a little bit of an adjustment for the players.
Well, the Orlando Magic, a team that went 59-23 in the regular season. They beat the 76ers in 6 in the opening round. They had trailed in that series 2-1, and then defeated the Celtics 4-3, concluding matters the other night in Boston, and 59 wins, 59-23, the second best record in franchise history. The 95-96 Magic went 60-22. That was a team led by Shaq and Penny Hardaway. The Cavaliers with a magnificent season, 66-16, best record in the NBA. 66 wins, a franchise record. They won 13 of the last 14 games, and then convincing sweeps over the Pistons 4-0, over the Hawks 4-0. Doug winning all 8 games by double digits. And the Cavs, the last game played was May the 11th at Atlanta. That was 9 days ago, but as you mentioned, it's 8 full days since they have played. So now if they play well and they win here tonight, it'll be said, well, the rest really helped. And if they lose or don't play well, it'll be said, well, they're rusty. Too long a layoff.
Well, that's the way it always works. You know, Marv, the thing about Cleveland that I've noticed, and I've been around this team a lot this year just doing games, they have such great team chemistry. They really like being around each other. They hold each other accountable. That all starts with the relationship that LeBron James has with Mike Brown, and the energy and passion and the love of the game that LeBron plays with. It filters down to the rest of his team. No place would he rather be than in the gym playing basketball, and his team, I think, reflects that.
It's almost like a fraternity.
It is, no question, and these guys really enjoyed being around one another.
Let's get back to Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, Marv, Doug was talking about the fact that the shot clocks are now in the corner and an adjustment the players will have to make. I talked to Ray Peralson, the point guard for Orlando. He says, hey, this is like the summer league in New York. I'm there every summer. Every summer I play in the playgrounds in New York. Every summer, that's where the old shot clock is. I talked to LeBron James. He goes, just like the AAU days. Instead of having the shot clock there, we also had the shot clock and the score there. So we always looked over in the corner. So it's been a while, but they are used to having the shot clocks in the corner. And as I mentioned, they will repair the shot clocks above the basket at halftime after Superman brought the house down a few moments ago for Orlando. Mark?
All right, Craig and Doug, the last time that the Magic and the Cavaliers met, it was not a good situation for the Cavaliers. In fact, their worst loss of the season. At one point, they were down by as many as 41. They lost by 29, 116 to 87. One of the worst losses in LeBron James's career. Rashard Lewis scored 22 points. Dwight Howard, 20 and 11. Magic limiting the Cavs to 37% shooting. LeBron did have 26. And in the regular season, for what it's worth, because so frequently regular season has no bearing at all on what occurs in the playoffs. But the Magic did take 2 out of 3. The decisive wins in Orlando. And you see the numbers over the course of those 3 games.
Well, the concerns are plus 10 points in the paint. They're plus 9 fast break, and Mark plus 11 at the three-point line. So that's why Mike Brown, all he has talked about is getting his team back defensively. Now, this is not a big change for Cleveland. Cleveland was the best at defending the 3 all year long. So it's not like this big character change. We've got all of a sudden now go from defending the paint to defending the three-point line. The big thing you have in a game like this is you have what you call cross matches, Mark, where the guy you're guarding is not guarding you. So anytime that ball is live, you have to really be talking and communicating to make sure somebody picks up your guy. That's where teams get those open threes, especially this Orlando Magic squad.
And Orlando's won 8 of the last 11 meetings against Cleveland. You see Dwight Howard going around telling fans, it's my fault. I'm sorry.
Well, just to put it in perspective here with Dwight Howard, that dunk tonight was his 40th dunk of the playoffs. He has 87 field goals. So 45% of his field goals in the playoffs have come off dunks. That's why the importance of taking away his dunks and layups and make him be a shot maker rather than a guy who just overpowers you and dunks the ball.
And play has resumed with the shot clocks along the baseline. Let's check back in with Craig.
Well, Mark, to make that transition quicker at halftime, they're going to put an entire stanchion, a new backboard, everything up at halftime. The one that's down there right now where Orlando is shooting will be wheeled off, and they'll bring the other one on. Rather than trying to fix this one that they have right now, they bring an entire new one, and they're working on it right now.
That was deflected out by Orlando. There you see the baseline shot clock. And it is tough to find, as you mentioned, Doug, in the earlier days of the NBA, earlier days of the shot clock. Players weren't accustomed to it. Varejao again, quick start for Varejao. In fact, he's the only Cavalier to attempt a shot here in the opening minutes. Alston's pass deflected. Lewis is on it. Turkoglu being played here by West. Alston for 3. Back tap but handled by Varejao. Mo Williams, who has not put up the same kind of numbers that he put up during the regular season, an all-star campaign for Williams. They try to double LeBron. West is open for 3. Yes.
Well, he's played very, very well. I thought that when you looked at the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, LeBron James and Delonte West have been the 2 best offensive players on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you can see LeBron James. LeBron James had a wide-open 15-footer. He is really making a conscious effort to get his teammates involved. He passed it up. Delonte West spots up. It's been he and Anderson Varejao getting them off to a great start here tonight.
Back in Cleveland, a 9-2 start here for the Cavaliers. And right here, time for Gatorade Around the Cooler. Let's check in once again with Craig Sager.
Well, Marv, our delay, of course, was caused by the strength of Dwight Howard bringing down the shot clock. His feats at the practice facility in Orlando are pretty notorious at that practice facility, they also have shot clocks, but they are double bolted down, making them extra strong, so things like that don't happen. But also in the weight room, he has been known to bench press over 360 pounds. Then he takes 225 pounds and routinely does reps of 25. 25 at 225, which just happens to be the max that you'll see at the NFL Combine. So he definitely is super strong.
There's the alley-oop for Howard, thrown by Turkoglu. Craig Sager-Doug, it should be pointed out, just set a record for sideline reporters. Most appearances within a first quarter. Congratulations to Craig. Varejao again off a pass from James Ilgauskas with the layup.
See, when you have so much attention played to LeBron James, it's going to open up areas. And Cleveland is very active cutting. That time Z gets the offensive rebound and the putback.
Lewis trying to back his way, flips it back to Turkoglu. Has it slapped away. Ilgauskas on the floor, came up with the steal. James met by Alston. Whoa, threw a bullet that nearly hit Varejao in the head. Incidentally, the official time of the delay, 8 minutes, 27 seconds. Here's West for three. Hit one from the left side of the circle, and now the right.
Well, he's playing at a tremendous level right now. So confident offensively.
Ball deflected out. LeBron nearly landing in your lap.
Well, see, what happens is when you have Alston on LeBron, you've got a mismatch. So now all of a sudden the floor gets tilted defensively. And what Cleveland does, they do a great job of screening and switching that ball. Here's another knockaway.
Good hands by the Cavs. West for three. Chased down by Varejao. So the Cavaliers have come out with a burst following that long layoff. Ilgauskas rebounded by Turkoglu. This the way the Magic came out against the Celtics, Game 7 in Boston. Turkoglu, way off, rebound James. LeBron just looking to set people up. LeBron on the drive.
That's LeBron knowing the open court more. That's what I talked about, the Magic transition defense. If they let him get that deep at the rim all night, they're going to be in serious trouble.
That was his first shot attempt. A double Turkoglu. Lee for three. And deflected out, last touch by Turkoglu.
Or they're just so active right now, Cleveland. They are locked in, getting to three-point shooters. They right now have a tremendous focus defensively.
Cavaliers have a 14-4 lead. Turkoglu trying to face guard James. LeBron comes up short and one-handed by Howard. There's Howard spinning his way. Nice move. Went to the left hand.
See what he's done. He has a nice little counter move. When he comes to the lane that way and you get on that shoulder, he'll spin back, and he's developed that nice little left-hand hook shot. And Mark, when he becomes a shot maker, you won't be able to guard him because he is so powerful.
Mo Williams gets the roll. Dwight Howard did have difficulties with that hook against the Celtics because Kendrick Perkins played him so well. Played him, I thought, to a standstill at times because he's such a powerful guy. And then Howard came on strong in games 6 and 7. Here's Alston. He was looking for a contact call on Varejao. Williams on the spin. Will that count? Yes, it counts. And the foul. It's a goaltend. Mo Williams ready to argue, and Ken Mauer said, no, I said it's a goaltend.
Well, this is the Mo Williams that Mike Brown and these Cleveland fans wanted to see. Did not play great basketball in the first 2 rounds. He was brilliant in the regular season. And he's the #2 scorer on this team behind LeBron James, giving him a legitimate second score at almost 18 a game in the regular season. But Marv, he has not been as sharp offensively the first 2 playoff series. Tonight off to a nice start. He had a little floater in the lane, now to 3-point play.
He says not not a problem, and Mike Brown said the same, but he is playing through that injured left shoulder, which may have had an effect in the postseason. Here's Lewis, played well by Varejao. Ilgauskas with the rebound. James going right at Howard, keeping it alive, and now handled by Lewis.
That's what Dwight Howard brings to this Magic team. He's one guy that can really defend at the rim against the LeBron James because he has the strength to take that hit.
Oh, what a move by Dwight Howard.
You see, Z does not have the foot speed. And you talked about it, Mark. One of the things Kendrick Perkins did, he got his body on him, and he bodied up against him. What you're seeing Z do is he's giving him space. And so the quickness now really works in Howard's favor.
Here's Williams for the teardrop. Alston pushing it. 3-on-2 for the Magic. Alston is open for three. Yes. Great for Alston, who had a strong Game 7. Up in Boston, 15 points, 3 threes, 4 assists. And that shot leads to a Cavalier timeout.
Well, Dwight Howard, look at the space he's got. He just faces up that little quick jab step. He goes to that left hand again, and this is where the concerns of Mike Brown are. Those open threes in transition. Orlando is a tough mental team.
The biggest thing that we try to do with Cleveland is try to keep LeBron out of the paint. And, you know, once you do that, you don't allow him to be able to get to the basket and dunk the ball or find other guys for wide open shots. And I think we all make a great effort of making sure we, you know, close the paint off. You know, but playing against a great player like LeBron, you know, you don't want him to get going.
Well, I think what you've seen here early in the game is they've done a pretty good job when LeBron has tried to drive only a couple times. Where the Cleveland Cavaliers have really hurt Orlando, Marv, is when he's caught the ball on the perimeter in that little area 15 to 18 feet away from the basket. When they start scrambling defensively, Cleveland does a great job cutting. They have 12 points in the paint here of the 19 early in this game.
And now Mikal Tetris has come on for Orlando, and he opens up defending on LeBron through that beautiful skip pass to Ilgauskas. And LeBron has opened up as a playmaker. That's his 4th assist. Petras, who have a hot-handed Game 7 against the Celtics, knocks down a 3.
That three-point shot is the great equalizer. You get hot 3 or 4 times down, and you can get into a lead very quickly. Back-to-back threes by the Orlando Magic.
Petras 6 of 7 the other night, 3 of 3 from the three-point line. Ilgauskas came up short. Howard with the rebound. It's a 21-14 Cavalier lead as we come up on 4 minutes to play in the first. Howard rejected by Varejao. The save for Ilgauskas. Here comes West going right at Lee. Oh, from behind. Howard with the rejection.
And almost a replay when you see the mask of Courtney Lee. Remember, Dwight Howard came down on him and crushed his sinus. He was out with surgery. Watch here. It almost happens again. This time he gets him in the back of the head. Courtney Lee goes, "That's my own teammate." But that's what Dwight Howard will do. He will track you down on the break with that speed and quickness. LeBron does the same thing. Blocks a lot of shots from behind in the open court.
Courtney Lee finally getting back into the starting lineup. James rejected. That will count. It's a goaltend on Howard. And for LeBron, his first field goal. Let's check in with Craig.
Well, Mark, just prior to that last time out, a piece of a bolt was found underneath one of the baskets. So Bennett Salvatore, the crew chief, stopped the game, went over and talked to the officials from the arena. They went up and made sure that all the cameras were locked down tight so nothing would happen, nothing would come down later. But they did find a piece of bolt on the court.
For those who may have just joined us, we had an 8.5-minute delay at the start of the game. A tip by Ilgauskas, because following a dunk by Howard, the 24-second clock on the top of the backboard came falling down to the floor. And the 24-second clocks have been placed on the baseline as Howard is fouled. It's on Varejao, that's his first.
Well, the concerns of Stan Van Gundy right now defensively have to be the fact that Cleveland's guards, LeBron, Delonte West, Mo Williams, are getting in the paint. And if they don't score, even getting that ball up at the rim, the second chance opportunity, that's 8 second chance points now here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Zydrunas Ilgauskas is a guy, he's such a rhythm player. Normally he has to work himself into a series. He struggled in that Atlanta series, 5 of 15 in the first 2 games. 12 of 22 the last 2. He got his shooting, but here he's getting out layups. He's got 3 layups in this game, tip in, so he's getting into a nice rhythm just by being active.
Anthony Johnson has come on for the Magic. Wally Szczerbiak for Mo Williams. Petras got the step on Szczerbiak. Ilgauskas with the rebound. So West and Szczerbiak in the backcourt. James, Ilgauskas, and Varejao are up front. Here's James for 3. Yes.
That's the scary part. LeBron James has got all his teammates involved with his passing. He has come out and moved the ball. He has 4 assists here early, and you know he's going to get his points. I mean, this is one of those guys that can throw up a triple-double at any time. Here's LeBron James with a backcourt foul.
LeBron is actually upset with himself. He did not want to make that kind of contact. And he picks up his first. It's a 7-0 run for the Cavaliers. Now Tony Battie has come on. Dwight Howard will get a... no, Howard is still on the floor up front with Battie. They go with the Twin Towers, and Howard with the running hook.
I think Zydrunas Ilgauskas was looking for his help that time. Nobody got down there quick enough. If you're going to put the ball, make him come to the middle, then somebody's got to dig down when he's on that dribble and disrupt his timing.
28-16, Cleveland. West off balance, snatched by Howard. Here's Lewis. Foul is on Szczerbiak, a blocking foul. 13 foul on the Cavs.
See, that's where Rashard Lewis can do his damage against Cleveland, because you're asking Anderson Varejao to play him, and his instincts are go to the offensive board, so he gets caught underneath the basket. Rashard Lewis runs out. Wally Szczerbiak is slow getting there. I don't think the people here in Cleveland like the call, but you see the Game 7 that he had against the Celtics. But, you know, Mark, when he was great was in the suspension of Dwight Howard in Game 6 against Philadelphia. They put him in the post. And they don't post him much with Dwight Howard, but in that game, they put him in the post, and he was terrific down there.
Well, you can vote for which player you want to watch. Get enhanced coverage of the Eastern Conference Finals on TNT. Overtime Extra, presented by Axe, only on NBA.com. Just under 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. A 28-17 lead for the Cavaliers. West able to keep the dribble alive. West with the lead pass for Joe Smith, who just checked in. Comes to Szczerbiak. His 3 off the mark. There's Lewis. Rejected by Smith. Kept alive by West. 3-on-1 develops. James with the stop. Standing ovation for LeBron James, who has put his team in front 30-17.
Well, great block by Joe Smith. That's defense creating offense. Getting out of the open court. What a great play by Joe Smith.
Howard triple team, rejected by James. Howard questions why no foul. James for 3. Yes! What a display being put on here by LeBron James. At first looking to set teammates up, and he has come on. He's hit his last 4 shots, including 2 from downtown, and that sensational stuff. So James with 10 points, 4 assists, and the Cavs have opened up a 33-17 lead.
Well, the defense is the calling card for this Cleveland Cavalier team. They have great defensive rotation, good shot blocking. This is what happens when LeBron James gets the open court, gets into the paint. And then LeBron, remember, he's helping off the weak side. He comes over and gets a shot block. And then he's going to get up. Nobody talking here defensively. He walks right into the 3. So, Mark, we talked about how he started out the game looking to pass, how quickly he gets to 10 points, already 4 assists. Don't underestimate the motor, the passion, and the energy that this guy brings and how his team feeds off it every single night.
The NBA's MVP, all-NBA first team. He missed his first 3 shots over the opening 8 minutes. The last 3 minutes, he is 4 for 4, including the 2 from downtown. 45 seconds left in the first. Petras had it slapped away. Another Cavalier deflection. James for 3. Way off. And handled by Turkoglu. Petras able to get down court. James tried to get him from behind. LeBron loves that chase down.
Yes, he does.
Able to catch people from behind.
And Mikael Petras sort of had the rearview mirror working there. He knew that LeBron was coming, and he went strong to the rim. Had he laid this ball up, LeBron would have blocked it. But this is a smart play from Mikael Petras here. He rose up and sits as LeBron is behind him. Doesn't try to do anything fancy, just finishes it and gets the easy 2.
Mike Brown now goes with Ben Wallace, Joe Smith, and LeBron James up front. Wallace makes his first appearance. West rebounded by Johnson. Final seconds of the first. Petras for 3. Strong start for the Cavaliers. They shoot 13 for 28. They out-rebound the Magic 15 to 12. LeBron James, 10 points, all coming the last 4 minutes. When we come back, Craig with Magic head coach Stan Van Gundy.